Welcome to Millennium Counseling Center's podcast, where each week we go in depth into all things mental health, addiction recovery, and being our healthiest and happiest self. Enjoy.
Some people are just takers. Some people just take. And I think that's an awareness thing for yourself. Because I go back to like the happy wife, happy life thread. If you've learned that model and take that model, you may have a taker who's like, okay, that works for me because I get everything I want.
Mm-hmm.
And is that really what you want to be, like a fulfilled, loving person in your life? Just somebody that takes. So
Yeah. And this may be a little bit of a hot take, but I learned a long time ago, you have to train your partner how to treat you because you have the instructional manual that you need to teach them throughout interactions so that they know how to show up for you. You can't just freeball it and expect that they're going to just absolutely know how you work. That takes some confidence. Like I know me, and I'm not gonna like write it down and be like, hey, this is the only way that you're allowed to interact with me. But like when they interact in a way that is more familiar and natural to them, and that doesn't sit, if you don't do anything about it, you're telling them by not saying anything that that was okay. And vice versa, if they don't do something and you're like, "Oh, that's weird that it didn't do anything." Like, "Hey, like that was weird to me. That was hard for me. That was new. That whatever." Like, because I would have appreciated this, or I really would have thought that this is what I'm looking for from a partner. Like, we train our partners.
yeah, and I think it's the word train, the connotation with the dog. So that's what makes it funny. Of like, Dad, you just controlling her, or he's controlling. But it's true, and I think the biggest the biggest damage gets done in the things that aren't said. When you have a need and you aren't articulating that need, or behavior happens that goes directly against something that you desire, and you aren't able to communicate that, you've also normalized what that is. And they're like, oh, okay, well, they're okay with that. I'm just going to do it that way. And then
Mm.
every time it happens, you have a problem with it, but you never articulate it. And then it turns into a thing.
Yeah. My wife and I'll let you know right away. So what happens with me, because I'm so much better. No, I'm kidding. But this what works with me is I wanna learn from why I am triggered, and then I want to come back and talk about it, about what the lesson was for me and the part about that was hard for me. So, like, sometimes in the moment, she'll just say the thing that she was upset about, and I'll like, "Oh, yeah, okay, like, yes, I hear you." But if something on the reverse, like, I won't do the same thing all the time. Sometimes I'll note it, meditate, journal, go on a long walk, have a deeper understanding, like, why it was troubling me, and then I'll talk about, like, the process with her. So, that's how I do it, but
And
we
it's
have
fun.
we have different styles.
Yeah. And I think that brings a really good point, because I'm similar to you, where I can experience something in real time, and I know something's not right, and I'm not sure. So, like, I don't just like to say, "Something's not right," because, like, I don't know what it is. So, like, that doesn't do anything for me.
Mhm.
It's more of like, "Okay, noted. Can I understand it?" To then be able to communicate or articulate what, why, when. So, to actually, I don't like to speak without understanding what I'm talking about, because I don't know where I'm going. I can get lost. And the question I would have for you, what have you seen to be the best ways to manage those different styles? And a perfect example is you and your wife, where you have like the opposite style. How do you become aware of that, and then how do you navigate that as a couple?
Well, hers is like the more immediate one, right? You kind of have to deal with it in the moment. There's no sidestepping
It's
this
happening.
one. It's going on right now, and it needs the full attention right now. For me, couple things. One is that she would say, like, "There's something up. I know something's up," right? And then that would be a good cue of like, "Oh yeah, I need to do my process." And then I would say just as more and more time has evolved of me like practicing that, like I like re-regulate in the moment and then kind of just again just reflect on it later kind of on my own and not have it be too noticeably disruptive to like the current moment.
And also what I'm hearing, because I'm hearing myself in you, and a question I have is it because men, we don't learn about how to navigate our emotions, as well as women do earlier at, different stages of our lives? And so it's like a developing skill set. Because I'm the same. I'll be sitting there and like, there's clearly something wrong with you. And I'm like, no, there's not. And then I'll just check in. I'm like, oh, yeah, there is. But because there's still that hardcore programming being disconnected for yourself. So I wonder, because women are navigating their emotions from the start,
Yeah,
basically.
I think that's a part of it for me. And again, I don't know if this is other people. Like one of the ways that I think I get wrapped around an axle is like I can be kind of quick to judge. And so one of the reasons why I just try to take my time is I try to tease out what is my judgment
Okay.
versus what is the thing that really kind of was I was having a struggle with, right? Or didn't like or whatever that is. So I almost kind of need to do my own self-reflection of like what is mine and like what I have to like let go of because I can be judgmental and make some make somebody wrong about something for like because I think that they should be different, even though people are allowed to be whoever they want to be or do whatever it is they want to do. So that, yes, to your part, but I also think, at least for me, like I have to also kind of go through this untangling part of it.
Okay. I did this course when I was in London called The Winning Edge. It was brilliant. And one of the examples they gave that really resonated with me was, those old school beach balls where it was like white, red, yellow, blue, and they had the triangles and it was kind of wrapped around the ball.
Yeah.
And you could put two people on opposite sides of the ball, and one person would say the ball is white, red, and blue, and the other person would say the ball is white, yellow, and blue. And you're like, "No, I'm staring at this ball. These are the colors." And the other person's like, "No, I'm staring at the ball." You're both right, but you don't have the other person's perspective. And like that example really resonated with me because I don't know all the perspectives. Like whatever people are seeing or experiencing is real for them. And so kind of just acknowledging that off the bat of like, whatever somebody's experiencing is real for them. It may not be my experience, but it's real for them. And so just bringing that into the equation has helped me out a lot with grace. Grace and understanding,
And wouldn't I want somebody to have that perspective with me?
right?
Wouldn't I want somebody to allow me to have a perspective or an opinion or just to let me be as I am? And wouldn't that then like be a great motivator for me to do that for others?
That's it. I think it's providing the grace, the acceptance, the space that you would want somebody else to give you. So if you would want somebody to give you space instead of being in your face, don't get in their face. Give them space. If you would like somebody to give you a few seconds to talk or think, Just give that to somebody else. And I think we'll all do better in our communication and our listening and our understanding if we give people what we need. And before we even get there, we have to understand what it is we need.
Mhm.
So there's always that first work of reflection and understanding of self that needs to come before you try to do anything for anybody else.
So is this a 24-hour podcast? Is just like we just go until our computer die? Because this is I feel like this is chapter 1 of like a 20 chapter podcast. So,
Good stuff.
chapter 1 in the books.
Chapter what? Chapter what?
Good.
Yeah, really nice to hear from you, to hear perspective, and I'll learn something every time we talk. It deepens my understanding of you and my appreciation for you, and I'm really thankful for that. So thank you
Mhm.
for allowing me the time to spend with you.
Couldn't agree with you more. And I feel like when you were talking about learning how to listen and pause, and I don't hear that in many men. And people call me the great pauser. Like, are you gonna say anything? And I'm like, well, yeah, like once I'm done processing and like know what I'm gonna say. So when you were talking about that, I was like, it's cool that I get to know somebody that is showing up in relationships in a way that I try to show up as well, where I'm not preconceiving what they're gonna say and then scripting what my response is, that I'm just open to literally whatever it is that's going to come, and then I can take my time to share how that resonates with me or whatever the response is. And so I think that's, we can just build an army of from one of us started it, right? And now we got two, and then maybe we can make three or four, and now we got we got twice as many people out there that are showing up to relationships, but by starting the active listening part of it as the priority before the talking part.
Yeah, and from a practical
We'll
stand
create like a little from an offshoot of our podcast series will be like a seminar on like how to do like active listening.
I love it, man. And a great exercise that you could do with somebody is set a timer for 3 minutes and then ask a person a question and don't talk for 3 minutes and just listen.
Love that.
And then when it's over, reflect back to them what you heard them say. Not your opinion, not your twist on it, but what did they say? What did you hear them say? And then switch. And it's just really interesting. One, what happens when you can't talk, like, i.e., you don't get to butt in, you don't get to, they're on a timer. And then what happens when you can't be interrupted, when you know that the other person is just there to listen, what you actually say. Because people say things sometimes in anticipation of being cut off because people cut people off all the time. And so people don't go to places that they actually want to go because they know they won't get hurt anyway.
Mhm.
So what happens when we
What I heard you say during our time is that what you learned through your journey of relationships and what you like where you started and where like is that you really wanted people to feel valued.
yeah,
That's what I heard. That you like that if you're in a relationship with somebody, that means that they're special and that you want them to feel valued.
yeah. And on the other side, I heard for you how important it is to use your voice in an authentic way because it allows you to show up in the way you need and express yourself in a way that the other person can hear. And it allows them to show up the way that they need to for you and vice versa. I think that's a beautiful thing when two people can come together and listen to each other.
I know, man. I know. Until next time, man.
Till next time. Love you.
Enjoy the future. Enjoy the future.
It's bright, baby. It's bright.
Yeah, baby. I love it. Okay, man. I'll see you.
All right. Take care, man.
Take care. Bye.